Welcome to Leah's Bible books, where I'm going to do a review of different books, and this time I'm going to do a review of the book Children in the Bible, A Fresh Approach by Anne Richards. There will be a link in the description down below if you want to purchase it. I came in contact with this book when I had the opportunity to go to a course named Children's Spirituality and Beliefs for Cliff College in England. And this book was one of the literature that we had. I can say that this book opened up my eyes for the texts in the Bible in a way that was both fascinating and inspiring for me. The book is about the children that are mentioned in the Bible, both in the Old and the New Testament. But they are also about the children. They should have been around in the different stories, but it's not mentioned. And why those children that are mentioned, why they are so important for the story. And some of those children are mentioned in the Gospel, for example. She works out from 5 different perspectives: be, grow, act, whole, and grace, where she explored a different way of God's language to us through children. Every chapter ends with a couple of questions, and I'm going to go through some of them with you. At the same time, I will do an experiment with you. Because if you don't have read the book, you still have an opinion of the questions I'm going to ask. But I want to do an experiment that answer the questions without even read the book. Then buy or borrow the book and then answer the questions anew. And I want to know if your answers have been different before and after the book, and why. So I just want to know and discuss for you and perhaps give a new perspective on things. Some of the questions might be heavier than other things, but they are important that we bring up them and talk about them so they'll not be forgotten. So what are the questions? The first question: what kind of things do you think hinder children from becoming aware of God's call? Well, I think, and that is my opinion, that is the lack of silence. The real silence, like top of the mountain silence, where social media goes down in angels, and even some social media have age restrictions, then a new one pops up, and they are always have this buzz around them. They are always in the face with an iPad or on a phone or something. The second perspective I have on this question is, and it comes with the churches, that doesn't have kids in the center of the sermon. If most congregation have had the rule, if a child wants to play or write or draw, they are sent into another room. And that is not what Jesus preached about. Even Jesus says, let the children come to me. If you don't give the opportunity for children to read, to be able to hear God's calling, then we have failed. The second question: What do you think are the signs that children are living a happy and healthy lives? My perspective on this question: when a child's basic needs are fulfilled with good food, clothing, loving parent or other family member, a house, somewhere to live, and education appropriately. And if you need something to compare to have something that is the complete opposite of happy and healthy life, then look at the children in Gaza and what is happening there right now. The starvation that is occurring in Gaza are so severe that some children even are, are getting brain damage of it. And that is so far from happy and healthy life as you ever can come. The third question: how do you think we can best nurture children's potential and gifts? And I think that is actually a quite simple question. We need to have a society that is ready to step up for those children that have that need, and doesn't try to teach a fish how to climb a tree. We can't raise our children in molds. We need to lift them up and let them see their own potential here in this world. Sorry about that. The fourth question: what more do we need to make sure that children are not neglected, cruelly treated, or abused? There is also a simple answer to that question, actually, that every adult that is in a child's life, no matter if it is the math teacher or the basketball coach or the choir leader or whoever there is, needs to have basics knowledge of to be able to see warning signs of those three I counted up. If a child is being neglected, cruelty treated, or even abused. And as adults, we need to stand accountable for and for also to report if we suspect anything. And if we don't report and something even worse happens to that child, and there we need to be accountable for it, and that we just can't stay on the sideline and say we didn't do things. So as adults, we need to have the responsibility to report. The fifth question: if you count your blessings, what are they? Also, even a very quick answer to that question. They're my children, of course, my husband and dog, and my congregation, and a few closest friends that have my back no matter what. And at the same time, I am entitled to my own peace. And if you have people in your life that don't respect your peace, then it's time to do something about it. Well, the approach she has in the book inspired me to when I wrote my essay last summer in 2024. And my approach was I wanted to see how Jesus treated and got closer to children, and how we can learn from it today, 2000 years later. I also use some of her way of thinking when making the episode in my Bible studies I have here on this channel. So she has influenced me a great lot. So this is my first book review. I hope you had a wonderful day when you had watched this episode. I thank you so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe and give me a like, of course. In the description down below, there will be links to where you can buy the book if you want to. And as always, there are links to my other social medias. And I also will write the questions that I had in this episode for you if you want to go back and try to think a little bit more over the questions. And if you do and you come up with an answer, please let me know. We have. I'm looking forward to your answers here in this review. So thank you so much for watching. Browse around and look around here in my channel, and I hope I see you in the next episode. Love and light to you all. Bye.